Okay, Keir, so another draw at the South Bank. However, I think a much better performance against the best team in the league so far. I mean, the table shows that. And down to 10 men, losing arguably our star man for the past couple seasons. A fantastic effort from us, I thought. What's your assessment of that?
Yeah, just echo what you've just said there, JP. So to go 78 minutes, I think it might have been, with 10 men against one of the best teams in the league. And probably, I know Luffers will probably agree, he's an honest guy, and he'll probably tell you that on the night we were the better side. So disappointed not to take one of the chances in the first half. Keeper's pulled off 2 or 3, and I mean unbelievable saves to keep them in the game. Then obviously the game flips on its head through the sending off, and it becomes a different beast for us to make sure that, you know, we give everything to try and get something from the game. And I felt like the boys felt that they had a point to prove after Saturday. Obviously, it makes a huge difference when Coops comes back in. You know, he 95% of the times head and shoulders above anybody else on the pitch he plays. You know, he could still go and play loads higher, and we're very, very lucky to have him. And when he's in the side, the standards get raised fourfold. You know, everyone feeds off his enthusiasm and his leadership. And yeah, he was an absolute man mountain tonight alongside Jenksy. Those two were absolutely outstanding. Clean sheet to go with it. First one of the season. Obviously not 3 points, which we would have loved, but considering the circumstances, really, really proud performance. Dan Demke, for his first start tonight up front, had to pretty much feed off scraps after Higgs went off up tops on his own. Was really, really threatening, and I think he stretched the game really well for us, gave us a different option. And Grovesy's probably best performance in a Corsham shirt. You know, I think sometimes it does take, you know, 3 or 4 games to get used to life at a different club and understand players that you're playing with coming in. But he was magnificent tonight, I thought, as well. You know, I couldn't probably, you know, not mention any player tonight. Even Bathy, we only made 1 sub because it's so difficult to make changes in those circumstances. He come on and he was absolutely tremendous for us. I know he'd have been disappointed not to start tonight. But we have to sometimes, you know, go a set way or in a system where you think you can get the best out of the lineup that we have here, and also to cause your opponents as many problems as possible. We changed the shape a little bit today, 4-4-2, and I thought it really, really suited us. Obviously, then it went 4-4-1 with the sending off. But even then, I thought, you know, we always looked like the more likely side to snatch it. And yeah, probably a little bit disappointed not to have 3, especially with the chances we had in the first half. But you can't take it away from the keeper for the unbelievable saves that he's made. But really, really proud of the performance with the 10 men. Absolutely superb. And that is the level and the standard. You know, there's a little bit of kidology on Saturday. You know, writing off the season after 3 games. You know, I'm not one to ever throw in the towel, but I did mean everything I said in terms with when we don't match our enthusiasm and passion and commitment like on Saturday, then, you know, you don't get what you deserve. And we didn't Saturday, but I thought we did tonight. And, you know, the point was a bare minimum for us. We threw our lives on the line. Tackles, second balls, and it felt like a proper fixture tonight. And no doubt Cribs will be up there towards the end of the season. A really difficult team to play against. They're always close games with us in Cribs. I feel we're very similar in how we approach football matches. You know, we give everything 95% of the time, and tonight I felt that we probably had the edge over the 90 minutes. But it's a long old season. We've got no fixture now on Saturday, so the boys can rest up. We've had a lot of football in a short amount of time, and then we travel to Roman Glass in the week on Wednesday. So, chance for us to look after a couple of boys that are nursing tired legs and injuries after tonight. But we'll be fully prepared to go to Roman Glass, which will be a tough test. They've started really well, and yeah, games are coming thick and fast. Now, I don't think we've had a game where I thought, you know, we've been comfortable in any single game, hence the results. Even the Chip and Sodbury game, they went on and grabbed a point against Wootton Bassett straight after us. So I think the league, I was speaking to Chrissy about it after Saturday, and I just think if you can pick up points here and there and just stay in the mix up until Christmas time, you'll have a better idea. And if we're 7th or 8th this season, then so be it. But I think that with what we've got in the dressing room, I think we can aim higher. And maybe the talk of promotion and challenging for titles got to the couple of the boys leading up into the start of the season, and it adds that pressure. But as long as they're enjoying their football here, I've got no issue with performances like that, because I was proud to be their manager tonight, and we fully deserve that point.
At half time, you're down to 10 men. Cribs were edging back into the game a little bit, probably capitalising on the 10 men. Were you still trying to go for the 3 points at that point, or were you trying to just make sure we didn't concede like against Shrivenham?
Yeah, and I think... So we had a conversation at halftime if we were happy with the shape. I'll always put it to the floor and ask boys their opinions, and everyone wanted to stick with what we had, with the 2 wide men and obviously Demo up tops then operating on his own. And the other option obviously was to bring Bathy on earlier and bring him central. And I think the boys were happy with how things were going. I felt they felt on top of the game even with 10 men. So we stuck with that up until Matty ran out of steam. But I think when you're keeping a clean sheet, and I thought we looked good value for that tonight all night, defended countless throws, countless corners, direct free kicks, and we were magnificent in that area. And there's a couple of times that I thought, maybe we might snatch one. And right at the end, we probably finished off with a free kick, 2 corners, half chances in the box, or a direct free kick Matty had the opportunity with, and it hit the wall. And you think, maybe that one might sneak it. But I think to come away with the point was the bare minimum, and anything else would have been a huge bonus. So yeah, really, really happy with the point tonight, and we grow on that with the clean sheet.
In the past, you've said that we've dropped points because maybe you've made too many substitutions, you've disrupted things a little bit too much. How important was it to just make the 1 sub tonight?
Yeah, it's difficult with 10 men to people adjust to the game, and sometimes boys will look over to me and they'll tell me they've got tired legs, or they're blowing, or they've got a little niggle. And the only one that was struggling with his legs a little bit tonight was Matty, and he ran his socks off, so no complaints of that. And then you've obviously got very good options on the bench with Bathy, and he'll now capitalise on Higgs' suspension and have a good run of games for him. He's been really, really good whole of pre-season, got himself really fit, and he's started the 2 out of the 4 league games. So he'll come into the side now and have a good run of games. I think when it's down to 10 men, it's really difficult to make too many changes in terms of boys being up to speed to come on. So, yeah, I did say to the boys afterwards, I don't like not giving boys any minutes at all, but in some circumstances, I think they know that what's best for the team was obviously not to make too many changes. And, we saw the game out with relative ease without having to, waste substitutions and time waste and things like that.
And lastly, do you have a man of the match this evening?
I think Coops got picked by the supporters club or the sponsors, whoever done tonight's, and I probably couldn't argue with that. Like I said to you at the start of the interview, when we don't have him in the side, I think people can let their standards drop, and he doesn't let anyone do that, because he leads by example. And him and Jenks will probably stand out just because of how much they had to deal with aerially tonight. But even you'll probably speak to Coops or Jenks, and they'll say how comfortable life was with Rads behind them tonight. I think he's come in, his experience. It's obviously disappointing for Brownie, who was superb for us last season, but he started the start of the season with a few mistakes, and it's like any player, when that happens, sometimes you have to let another player have a run of games and see how they go. And he was absolutely superb tonight. Claimed crosses, talked really well, organised his back four in the first clean sheet of the season, the first clean sheet for him in a Corsham shirt. So, yeah, Coop's man of the match, I probably would agree with, the one that the sponsors have picked for tonight. And it's good to have him back and, roll on the season now.